Yeah, they're up by 3 right now with 13 to go in the third.
Okay, yeah, because I have them giving up 2.5. So yeah, they're covering for me right now.
They're covering, baby.
They're covering, baby. You know what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So right now, I'm 2-0 on championship weekend. I had Army yesterday, +5. That was an easy cover. They outright won. And then I also had this morning Arizona State -115 on the money line, and they crushed them by like 3 touchdowns. Yeah, and I have the under in this Georgia-Texas game. So I'm feeling really good right now.
Okay.
Let me go ahead
Yeah.
and turn down our theme music here a bit. Hey, welcome to the Fraud Pod with Papa Shimp, myself. We're just talking a little bit of college ball, which we're definitely going to be covering college ball as we get through championship weekend and we have a better understanding of what the playoff board's going to look like this college season. Shimp, what's up, babe?
Hey, doing good up here in Northern Nevada.
Hell yeah.
Enjoying the good weather. Real good weather we've had up here.
Oh,
Actually, rode my motorcycle today.
oh, look at you getting on your hog, huh?
Yes, sir.
Right on. Yeah, the weather out here is outstanding right now. It's like high 60s, sunny, just slight breeze. Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah, sun's out. The mornings are cold in the 20s, but it warms up real quick.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty spoiled here in the Vegas area. Like, look, 3.5 months out of the year, it's miserable. 120, it's pretty brutal, but the rest of the year, it's outstanding.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't have any monsoons this year, so that was cool. No flooding. This place does not drain. It doesn't drain. These giant storms come rolling in,
A
and
big bowl.
exactly, and it doesn't go anywhere. It just floods the city. So, real quick
Yeah.
before we dive into this week's selection, let me go ahead and I'm just gonna pause that little background tunage. Okay, last week was Thanksgiving show, our little Turkey Day special, right? Um, I gave out 12 plays. I went 6-6. I went 50%. Boom, right down the middle. So I didn't lose, but I didn't win. Right now, Sizzlin took a hit last week.
Yes, I did.
Sizzlin took a
The,
little bit of a hit.
the Sizzler.
Yes. So real quick, you had Miami +3. Oof, that didn't happen. Uh,
No.
Giants +3.5. Cowboys won by 7. And you had Detroit -9.5, and they almost gave that game up on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah. That was yeah. Well, sometimes you lay the bacon, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
God damn it. I know that's true. I know that's true, man. I'll tell you. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't a victim of that stuff either.
Absolutely.
I mean, it got so bad at one point, I stopped keeping percentages of my record.
Right.
There was 3 weeks on my fraud pod board here. Week 7, 8, and 9. I just wrote bad, bad, bad.
Hey, this is all yeah, it's just what it is.
So week 10, um, I was 3-3. Week 11, I was good. I had a good week 11. Week 12, so, and then this past one. Actually, no, excuse me. Week 13, no, week 12, excuse me. I was like 9-1, so that was great.
Yeah, I'd been doing great up until Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving hurt. You know what though? Let's be honest. Thanksgiving hurt us because I got to see you for the first time in X amount of months, like close to half a year, and
Right.
we did a little bit of drinking.
Yes, we did.
We did a little bit of drinking, so that kind of influenced our
Well,
selections.
I know it for myself. It made me a little more aggressive than I probably normally would be about, saying, you know what, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, because you took straight dogs that got
I did.
lucked. Minus
Woof, woof.
minus the Lions. Minus the Lions.
Right. No, yeah, yeah.
So this
Hey,
week I went through and I found 6 games I want to make plays on, and I chose 3 plays for all 6 games, so for a total of 18 plays this week. I know.
woo!
Little little heavy-handed this week.
Yeah.
If you're new to this and you've never seen this before, which most of you haven't, because we're only getting like 10 to 20 views tops, but that's okay. We're just starting.
Yep.
I like to choose props, same game parlays, team totals, those kind of things I like to play with. Shimp, on the other hand, he'll go ahead and just straight up give out a side or a total. He'll throw a touchdown player in there if if he spurns him, if he feels like that motherfucker's gonna score. He'll lay one on you. But this week in particular, I have a lot of player prop. Yeah, I got a lot of player prop here. Let's see. Well, I guess there's no time like the present, right, Dad?
Let's get it right on into it, man.
Here we go. Atlanta at Minnesota. Minnesota is a 6-point favorite right now. Money line, Atlanta's plus 215. So there's some massive value there if you're an Atlanta lover. Over
And
under.
you would have to be.
You'd have to be, right? Atlanta,
Yes, you would have to be.
45 and a half is the over under. On the season, Atlanta is 5-7 ATS. Minnesota 7-4-1. Now, the kicker is Minnesota's 5-1 at home, and Atlanta's only 3-2 on the road. Not pretty.
Yeah, and they're farming right now, laying eggs, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, yep. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, let's go ahead and get some insight from the old Papa Champ here.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, when you look at this game and you look at these two teams, the thing that stands out really, if statistically, is the fact that Minnesota is number one against the run. Now, that really, in this particular game, again, you have the Statue of Liberty back there trying to throw the ball, right? And if they're crushing their run, it's not looking good. And look what happened last week with that kind of same type of scenario. The house was being brought all the time. He was going down, nowhere to go. He's had 2-3 weeks that have been really kind of bad games, and so now he's got Penix looking over his shoulder too. I'm talking about Cousins. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I know you do, but I'm just saying. Atlanta actually has decent third down efficiency, kind of, if you want to say, at 35%. But Minnesota, I mean, they're number 5 in points against. They're not giving up nothing more, 18 points a game. I just don't see Atlanta being able to really give up much of a fight. They got Judon, he was limited. Drake London was limited. Minnesota comes in with Van Ginkel, one of their starting linebackers. He's a little banged up. But I just don't see Atlanta having enough defensive firepower here to win this game. So I'd be all over Minnesota here.
Okay. So here's my take on this. So Minnesota has been allowing teams to stay within a possession to beat them in these games. They're they've had 5 one-score wins this season. They're letting teams hang around. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnolding. He's turning back into Sam Darnold. Aaron Jones is dropping the rock. He's fumbling the football.
That's true.
And I think there was a report I saw earlier this week where, you know how, like when you were coaching, you would tell your running back, just walk around with the football, like when you're just doing stuff around the house or whatever,
Yeah.
Right? His method was to walk around with his children like a football to make sure, you love your kids more than anything on the planet. You're gonna hold the rock.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking some shit about how this is a Kirk Cousins revenge game. First off, I don't think it's revenge game when they paid him $60 million to play there, and then he left there and got another fat bag from Atlanta.
There's no revenge game here.
People,
if they would have cut him or they did not do him wrong. His contract was expired. They decided to trade him away.
Yeah, it's not like he didn't get those damn game day checks. Revenge.
Oh, big time. Big time.
And remember, we got the ultimate quote from him during COVID season: "If I die, I die." Like it was Rocky IV.
Now, looking at Minnesota too, they had a plan. Now they executed a plan, but unfortunately, their plan got hurt in the preseason.
Oh, but they're winning. They're winning,
and not being not being able to play.
Look, they're winning football games.
Yes,
but I actually like the narrative that this whole revenge thing. I do believe Kirk Cousins is going to have a little bit of a chip on that shoulder, just a little bit. So here we go. I got 3 plays here. I got Kirk Cousins over 244 and a half pass yards. Yes, 244 and a half.
Oh, that's a
Over.
doggy dog right there.
Minus 109. It's almost even money.
Yeah.
I got Kirk Cousins under 0.5. So under 1 interception for plus 120.
Oh, I thought that'd be rushing yards.
No, hell no. We learned that lesson. For people watching this, a couple like early in the year, like I would say maybe 5 or 6 weeks in.
It was about
Yeah, we had a bet. All we needed was Kirk Cousins over 1.5 rush yards. 1.5. He finished with like -3. Fucking guy.
That's why I thought you were going when you were talking about the 0.5. I thought, okay,
No.
maybe he can fall down and get that.
Kirk Cousins, I think he's going to play very tight this game. Very smart, very collective. I know you said Minnesota's really good against the run, but
Yes.
Atlanta has a very good running back.
Well, they
Very
do.
good. I know there's some injuries going on there in the for Atlanta's receiving core, but this just seems to me like this is a Kirk throws for 300 yards and they still lose game.
Yeah, I mean that. If I was, I mean, to me, Minnesota's going to win this game. Now, I'm not saying by 4 touchdowns, anything like that.
Well, the spread is 6.
But the spread is 6, right?
And they've been keeping Minnesota's been allowing bad
See,
teams.
I think this is going to be something where around a 7 to 10 point win for Minnesota.
Well, I went Atlanta plus 6. I did.
Okay.
At minus 105. So I got Kirk over 244 and a half pass yards at minus 109. Kirk under 1 pick at 0.05 for plus 120. And I just took Atlanta plus 6 because this is, to me, is a field goal game. I don't think anyone's winning by more than a touchdown. So I'll take a push gladly. I'll take a push. Plus, Atlanta's in free fall. They're still alive in the playoff. They're 6 and 6 right
division.
now. But they're 6 and 6. Like they're not dead. Yeah. They're not dead.
That's the NFC South.
Very true. Yeah.
The one point you bring up, and I'll bring this up from a statistical point of view. Minnesota is number 28 against the pass. They're giving up 243 yards a game. So it's possible. That Cousins could go off and still lose.
It's his old house. He can throw for those yards. Give me those fucking yards, motherfucker. All right, cool. Well, there's our first little tasty taste. Next game, I'm actually kind of excited for this because I'm a Jameis Winston fan, so I'm definitely gonna tune Jammy Winston, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Obviously, the last time they played, it was that little snow game, and who won that game? Motherfucking Cleveland Browns. In that game, Myles Garrett had like 3 sacks. The weather probably had something to do with it, but as of right now, as of recording, this is Saturday, Pittsburgh's a minus 7 point favorite with an even money tag. It's plus 100 right now. Money line, Cleveland, 250 dog, and over-unders 43.5. Pittsburgh has been scoring points the past couple weeks. So has Cleveland, surprisingly. They have been scoring points, even though Winston's going to throw a couple interceptions, and everyone's banking on him to throw some. We're going to talk a little bit after that. After I hear Papa Shump, what are you seeing?
Oh. All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. The Browns, that vaunted defense is kind of falling off a little bit, okay? I mean, they're 23rd against the rush. They're giving up almost 129 yards a game rushing. What do the Steelers do? They run the ball. Now you're right. They've been throwing the ball a lot lately and scoring some points, but that running game is what's been opening that up. Because once when you can run against somebody, you got to bring the linebackers up. Bring the linebackers up. Now you got just playing single high safety. If you're bringing linebackers up and dropping a safety down to go against the run, now you're opening up all those mid-range passing. And with the way Wilson's dropping dimes out of the sky. I mean, it's like he's standing over the receiver and dropping the ball straight down. I mean, that's the kind of stuff he's been throwing. Okay, seriously. Also, the Steelers are only giving up 18 points a game. Now, over the last 3 weeks, that's kind of went up because they've had a couple of games where there's a high scoring. So it went from the last 3 weeks, they've been giving up 26, which kind of plays into the Browns' hands a little bit because Winston is going to be slinging the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, sometimes he makes a lot of errant throws, a lot of interceptions. The last game. That's really what happened in the last game for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were right there, and he kind of, he did what he does. But
Yeah. He Winston.
yeah. And then like right now, the Browns were giving up 25 points a game. Now, last 3 weeks, 31.
See.
So I just and they, coming to the game. The injuries are not really much of a big deal. Hayward didn't practice for the Steelers, and Tillman's out for the Browns. But I think the Steelers now. For me, yeah, I'll talk about this game in my sizzling. But that's what I want to tell you right now is I think the Steelers have got the goods this week.
Yeah, they got the juice, right? So, let me pop over real quick. Let me flip screens. Let me also get this. Check my there we go. Okay. So, ATS as of this year, Cleveland, abysmal 4-8 against the spread. And then you have the inverse where Pittsburgh 9-3. Now, every year this happens, everyone tries to think they're cute and smart and tries to predict against Coach Tomlin. You don't make money betting against Coach Tomlin. I don't think that's a historic. That has to be a historical fact, right?
Yeah, well, he's got a track record. You can't go against historical fact.
Now,
okay,
over under Cleveland 6-6, right in the middle. Pittsburgh 7-5. We could be talking about them scoring points, right?
Yeah.
At home, Pittsburgh's 4-1 this year, and on the road, Cleveland is 1-5. Woo!
That's 20%.
That's some stinky stuff.
Boy, I can smell it from here.
That's some stinky stuff. Now, I like to follow all the pundits and other people in the social medias about betting and all this kind of stuff, and everyone is taking Jameis Winston to throw a pick today. Excuse me, tomorrow. Everyone's taking it.
He's probably throwing one today in practice.
But see, look, this is the thing, though. People forget. Jam Winston prayed to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to remove the picks from his body in that press conference. He did. He talked to the one King, our Almighty Savior. All right? Now.
Yeah, well.
I'm going to side with Jam Winston. And I said a little prayer for the Lord too, and I was like, Lord, can you please remove those picks from his body too? I just removed those picks. So I took under 0.5 interceptions, Jameis Winston plus 165.
I heard matches work. You put a match up to it, they back out.
Well, hey.
Oh, you said picks.
Yeah, what the hell did you say? Ticks. Gotcha.
Ticks. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, we have a little humor in the show.
No, it took me a second. I was like, oh, fuck, I've had to do that once in my life with my damn cab. It does work, by the way. You put a lighter behind it, it backs right out.
Yeah, I had to do it to my older brother one time.
So I'm taking Jam Winston under half the interception. I'm taking it. Plus 165. Everyone's betting everything I've been watching, everything I'm looking at, everyone's sliding that into their same game parlays. Winston throws a pick. No, the good Lord will bring us salvation. He will not throw a pick on Sunday. So I'm taking the under 0.5 interception for Jam Winston. I'm also taking Myles Garrett 2+ sacks, plus 525. Last time these two teams played, he had 3 sacks alone. Now, when you take a defensive prop like that, when it's not +2, it's 2+, meaning 2 covers. You don't have to hit 3. 2 wins the bet at plus 525. And I'm also taking the over 43.5. We just talked about it, how Cleveland is 6-6 on over-unders. Remember, majority of those games were without Jam Winston, and that was that fucking bum Deshaun Watson. All right? That bum. We got Pittsburgh, like you're talking about how Russell Wilson's is like dropping the ball from the sky. And
yes.
We talked about this a little bit on LDRS earlier this week with me and Carl. And I talked about how when you watch Derek Carr play, it's like he's trying to win a contest for the highest ball in the air to be caught. And Carl went, "What about Russell Wilson?" I was like, "Fuck, he's right. Russell's doing the same exact thing."
Dropping dimes, man.
So I'm going Myles Garrett, 2+ sacks, plus 525. Jameis Winston, oh, under half interception at plus 165, and the over 43.5. I just hope, points. Points. The reason why I didn't touch the spread is Nick Chubb and Jerome Ford for Cleveland have been struggling, and Pittsburgh's defensive line is very good at stopping the run, including their linebackers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Cleveland's going to be susceptible to the throw. So I'm just going to take the over and just root for a Jam Winston Russell Wilson experience.
Yeah, the Steelers are number 4 against the run. They're only giving up 90 yards a game.
See, exactly.
Oh,
that's why I didn't want to touch the spread.
Yeah, and then on the other flip side, the Browns are number 23. They're giving up almost 129 yards a game. And that's what I'm saying. It kind of plays into the strength of Pittsburgh, but then those dimes that Wilson's dropping,
What was that number?
I think Pickens is going to have a big day.
What was that number against the run?
The Steelers?
Yeah.
The Steelers are only giving up 90 yards a game.
Really? Well, you know what? Hey, let's do some live action here. Let me jump over to that game.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me pick your brain here, and let's go over to rush yards. Okay, rush yards. Najee over 64.5. Warren over 33.5. Did any of those leap out at you?
Well, I mean, the Browns are giving up 129 yards a game. Both those together don't even add up to that. So I would say those are good bets.
Let me see what it looks like if you parlay those together. Oh, shit. If you were to parlay Najee over 64.5 and Jaylen Warren over 33.5, that's plus 222.
I'm telling you, I think that's good money right there. That's good money.
I'm adding to the card. Adding to the card.
I think that's good money right there.
No, damn it. All right. Well, hey, pay attention. If you're seeing this on X at ThePhrodPod, I will decide if I'm going to put that out or not. I'll post it on our channel. All right. So keep eyeballs out.
To be continued.
I might take that, and if I do take it, I will post it. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Your Raiders are going to Tampa to slime me up Baker. One of my favorite players in the NFL. Currently, Tampa is a -7 favorite at home. Raiders money line are getting 240 plus 240. Over under is 46. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Vegas, Tampa. Let's go over to covers. Great website. Okay, right now, Vegas is 5-7 against the spread. Terrible number. Tampa 7-5. Really good ATS record. 2 above. Over under, they're identical at 8-4. Both those defenses will allow teams to score points. Granted, Tampa has a lot of injuries in their secondary all season, but that doesn't matter. The numbers are the numbers. At home, Tampa's not a good home team. They're 2-4. On the road, Raiders are worse at 1-6. Shimp. What are you looking at?
Well, you hit the nail on the head about the points. The Raiders are number 28, giving up almost 28 points a game. The Bucks are 25th, almost giving up 25 points a game. The only statistic that really sticks out in the Bucks' favor is they're number 2 in third down efficiency, at a little bit over, almost 48%, which is really good. But you got the Mayfield factor here. Okay, when Mayfield's playing a game, the stats up until that moment don't mean shit.
They don't mean shit.
I got to tell you, excuse my language, but it's the right thing to say.
I'm with you. He's the man. He's the absolute fucking man.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything because he's just a gunslinger. He's just a freaking gunslinger. So, and I mean, rushing, they're both, the Raiders are 11th against the rush. The Bucks are 12 against the rush. They're both giving up over 115 yards a game. So they're going to get theirs a little bit. There's not really, Madison for the Raiders is out. And Jameer White didn't practice. Madison was limited, and White did not practice. And Bucky Irving has been limited. He's got a little hip and some other things going on. But I just don't see the Raiders performing well here. I think the Bucks are just going to do what they do, and they're going to be slinging the ball. I
Yeah.
mean, Evans didn't practice either for the Bucks, but I still think they're going to be slinging the ball. The Raiders, though, I mean, I think Brock Bowers is going to get his, but you know
Yeah. He's leading the league in receptions as a rookie.
he's going to get the Rookie of the Year. I think. Got him
Oh.
on my fantasy team also.
Oh well, that's a little bit of you're trying to force that into the universe, but he's gonna have a hard time beating Jaden Daniels for that. He's gonna have a hard time.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, he's literally leading the league in receptions, and he's a fucking rookie. He's a tight end.
And with no quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, it's very impressive.
Think about that. No quarterback and leading the league in receptions.
Imagine Shadur Sanders tossing him the rock next year.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other subject we get to talk about. Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Shadur Sanders becomes a Raider. You're flying down to Vegas, Dad. We're going to a game.
Oh boy, you bet you're behind on that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Mark it in the calendar. If Shadur Sanders becomes a Raider next season, we're gonna be doing a fraud pod from Allegiant Stadium.
From the parking lot.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, real quick though, I want to touch on this. Talk about the running backs being banged up in Vegas.
Yeah.
That kid last week, McCormick, against Kansas City, looked good.
Oh yes.
He
looked
looked
fresh.
good.
Fast.
He had 17 rush attempts for 97 yards. He averaged 5.7 yards a carry. That's 5.7 yards a touch.
Yeah.
That's a really good number.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of which, hey, let's do some more. Let's do some more.
Research.
Yeah, let's look in. Go ahead. I got the Sportsbook app open here on my laptop. Let's go to the Raiders. Let's go to Same Game Parlay. Which, if you're a Caesar Sportsbook user, you better know what that tab looks like. I don't know what you're doing if you don't. Rush yards. They don't even have them listed. They only have Tampa Bay's running backs listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay.
Well, yeah, because he's third on the depth chart. So I mean,
Yeah, but those guys are banged up, right? But
I know that he's probably going to get. He's probably going to get some. He's going to get his.
Okay, so look, I got 3 plays on this game, and they're all just knowing how bad the Raiders' defense is. Okay, I got Maker. By the way, we call him Maker with an M because he is the Maker. Maker Mayfield over 1.5 touchdowns, minus 133. I like him to score at least 2 in the air. I got Mike Evans anytime tutty plus 115. All he has to do is find the end zone, and I got Tampa's team total. Now, this goes back to what you were talking about how many points the Raiders give up. What did you say? They averaged 28 against? Is that what you said?
They're giving up almost 28 points.
The team total's 26.5. I took it. Took the over, minus 125. Those are my 3 plays for this game. Go for it.
Oh, let me interject and say one thing. Okay, now the Bucks were giving up 24, almost 25 points a game, but the last 3 weeks they've been only giving up almost 18.
Because they got healthy in their secondary again. They got players back.
Significant. That's significant, man. That's significant.
Look at in the NFC, these teams that make the postseason do not want to play Baker Mayfield.
No.
Hell no. No.
He plays. It's like every game he plays it like it's the last game he's ever going to play.
And he's like running downfield, throwing blocks.
I know. I mean, who does that? Baker Mayfield.
And you know what? I hope remember in Cleveland when he started having his rise, then he was in a commercial, every other commercial.
Yeah.
Then he plummeted. Oh, hold on. I got to pause this 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Work phone was going off, and Saturday. I'm not going to worry too much about it, but like I was talking about Mayfield, right? He's the man. He's the absolute unit of a man. So I got Baker over 1.5 touchdowns, minus 133. Mike Evans anytime touchdown, plus 115. Tampa team total over 26.5, minus 125. And like I was saying right before I had to pause it, was when he was on his rise in Cleveland, he was in a commercial, every other commercial, and then all of a sudden he started tanking. We're not seeing that now. We're seeing a more humble Mayfield. Yeah. And that's what I want him to stay. All right, here we go. Moving on. I think it's going to be a great game. We got Buffalo at the Rams in L.A. Buffalo, 3.5 point favorite. Let me see. The Rams money line plus 158 with an over under of 49.5. That's a lot of points in an NFL game.
Yeah, it is.
This season against the spread, Buffalo 8-4, absolute unit of a number, fantastic number. They're 4 above 500. Um, let's see. Oh, Atlanta, no, not Atlanta. Excuse me. The Rams not good. ATS 5-7. They've also had a lot of injuries this year, but that's just a reality.
Mhm.
Over under Rams 6-6, right in the middle. Buffalo 7-4-1. So they've had one push, but they've had 7 overs. On the road this season, Buffalo 4-2 at home. Rams 500 3-3. Shimp, what are you seeing?
Well, when I look at the numbers on these games and these two teams in these games, there's a couple things that stick out. Number one, that the Bills are number 8 against the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is the Rams' strength. Really, I mean, they have got a decent running game, but their real strength is the pass, right?
Agreed.
So the Bills are number 8. They're only giving up like 179, 199 yards, excuse me, and also they're number 8 in third down efficiency. And
Mm-hmm.
it had been going like almost 43% on third down. In the last 3 weeks, it's been almost 54%. And they're also, number 6 of points, giving up points. Now, the Rams, their third down efficiency is number 30th in the league, which means they're doing a lot of third and longs, third and longs, third and longs. They're having to throw, right? Well, that's playing right into the strength of the Bills' defense.
Yep.
Uh, you know, they just, that right now they're number 25 against the rush. Well, Buffalo's got a good rushing game, with James Cook, and they don't just throw the ball. Plus, they have Allen's going to run the ball too. You know that.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
They come in pretty much, healthy. I mean, the Bills, Kincaid was limited, and Samuel was limited, and Coleman was limited. And the Rams come in pretty much healthy. Versus has limited their rookie defensive standout. But yeah, I just don't think the Rams are. They're just not. Their third down efficiencies actually went down too in the last 3 weeks. They're 32.5%, and then the last 3 weeks 24 and diving. So I just don't think that the Rams are going to be able to move the ball effectively enough to have enough possession time to win this game. I think the Bills are going to possess the ball way more than the Rams.
Right.
That's the way I'm seeing it.
Right. And the this uh, we fall victim to this every December over the past couple seasons. Is it finally the Bill season? You know, we
Yeah,
keep
you're
falling
right. You're
victim
right.
to this because Sean McDermott is an outstanding head coach during the
Absolutely.
regular season. They win a lot of football games. Josh Allen needs to be higher in the. You know what? Let's take a look. What is his MVP odds right now? Let's take a look. Let me pop over to the app, go to football, because the last time I checked, I don't think he was the favorite.
No, I think he's in the top 4 or something
He
like
better
that.
be. He should be top 3, top 2.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, because you got the usuals there, but
Never mind. I'm a liar. He is number 1 right now. I also haven't looked at the MVP in probably like 3 weeks. So right now, Josh Allen is playing MVP level. He's minus 230 right now, Dad.
so who else is there? Who's the top 4?
Okay. So after Allen, there's a steep drop off. It goes to Saquon, who, deservedly so, plus 350. And then it goes to Lamar at plus 800. I don't see it.
This year?
I think Goff should be higher than Lamar, but what's the top 4 are Allen, Barkley, Jackson, Goff at plus 1100. The reason why Goff is at 4 because he threw 5 picks in the one game. You're not
Yes.
going to win the MVP if you throw 5 picks in a game.
But you know what? I'm gonna I mean, I know we're kind of going off subject now, but let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I really think that, sometimes bad things turn out to be the best things. And I really think that game, him overcoming those 5 interceptions, still winning the game, and moving on from it, I think is going to bode well for the playoffs. I really think this team is right now. They're so focused, and then their coach. I mean, what he did in that last game I mean,
Oh,
the guy's stones. I don't know how the guy walks. Okay,
yeah, they're made of stainless steel. They're made of
they're
stainless.
immense.
They're fucking tungsten.
They're immense. So I just think that was a good thing, really, because he doesn't need to be worried about MVP stuff.
Yeah, he
What he
probably
needs
doesn't
to be
care.
worried about is getting Detroit their first Super Bowl ever.
Right, right. And you know what? And I agree with you. I'm going to put in a little sprinkle on golf right now after what you said because
Okay.
he's plus 1100. If uh, Detroit doesn't drop another game, that's the hypothetical. Let's say they don't drop another game, right?
Okay.
And they go and they just steamroll first round bye all the way to the NFC Championship game, and they win the NFC Championship game, and they're in the Super Bowl, and they win the Super Bowl. Goff's going to be the MVP.
I agree.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up
You
right
don't want to
here.
talk about a comeback story too, because I mean, his last season or two at the Rams, he wasn't really all that good.
Look at if you just were to sprinkle $25 on Goff right now, just a sprinkle,
Oh, okay.
it'll give you $300 in return.
So multiply that by 4 and do a hundo.
Well, hundo, it's $1,200.
$1,200. That's right.
For anyone who bets on these sportsbook apps, I don't think you've hit one, Dad, but I have hit one. If you break the 1,200 barrier, they don't give you your full payout. They withhold that tax.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, I hit that 1,700 one. I was like, where the fuck's my $1,700? And they don't just give you $1,700. No, they withhold that stuff, and then
Where my money,
and then they
boy?
send you that tax work you got to fucking fill out because Uncle Sam's a motherfucker.
Well,
So
Sam gets his. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
something. That's just something to talk about. A little something to look at. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe look at
Yeah,
Jared Goff
yeah.
MVP. But before we
That's
get
true.
off today, I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle that motherfucker. So Buffalo, they're a wagon right now. They're a wagon. They're an absolute wagon. They're dominating. Josh Allen's back on LDRS. We coined a term called Joshua prone. So prone, Dad, is when you lay you lay your partner face down, ass up, and you just come through the backside. Prone. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. So that's Joshua proning.
I
He's
think that's a
literally-
hybrid word. Folk.
well, it's called prone or frog style, whatever you're into. He's been Joshua proning. He's gonna keep Joshua proning, and because of that, this number to me doesn't seem right. So I took the over.
Okay.
Allen's rush yard total for this game is 28.5. The guy runs the football. He runs the football. So I'm taking the over 28.5 for Josh Allen rush yards at minus 125. So it's not even close to even money. It's minus. You got to
You know
pay.
what's good? What this year, the difference in the way his running is this year is he's running when he needs to.
It's fair.
He's
Yeah.
not running because he wants to.
Right.
Because before he runs, he's still looking downfield. When it
Yeah.
finally closes down, the door's closed, then he finishes it. But like a year or two ago, he would drop back if he went through 2 reads, didn't like it, he just took off.
Right. And now it's more so where he's like, holy shit, look at this valley I can run down.
Well, yeah, because he's doing all 4 reads.
Well,
He's hitting all 4 of his reads.
Josh Cooks helps out a lot.
Oh yeah, James Cook.
I said Josh Cook. Yeah, James. I just combined their names. Josh Allen and James Cook. Josh Cook. So we're going with Josh Cook in this game. I'm taking his over 28.5 rush yards. I'm taking Josh
easy.
Allen anytime
Please.
tutty. It's even money right now for Josh Allen to score at any point in this game for even money, plus 100.
The Rams are giving up 144 yards a game on the ground, man.
Yes. I might let's see. Let's see what that looks like if you're I'm going to take him straight, but I'm curious if you want to parlay his rush yards and anytime touchdown, let's see what those numbers look like. Let's go to same game
They're going to be
parlay.
good.
Let's see here. Okay, touchdown score. Let's go. Josh Allen anytime plus 100, and then let's go to rush yards. Josh Allen over. Oh, the number jumped up to 30.5 already. Luckily, I bought it at 28.5. It's already moved up.
Okay.
Anyways, it's plus 238. So,
Hey.
Luckily, I bought it when I bought it. I got it 2 yards less already. See, people are on it. See, that's why if you're hunting props and you see something you really like, Do it on Friday or Saturday. Don't wait till Sunday because that number is going to climb. That's a little advice for you folks out there. Just a little
Yeah,
bit of advice
absolutely.
for you folks.
Yeah.
Um, now I also took a Rams player for this game. You touched on it. The Rams are so heavily dependent on the pass, right?
Yep.
Nakua is a reception just gravity hole. They just fall into his lap. I took Puka Nakua over 6.5 receptions at minus 129.
Yeah, I think that's good money.
Yeah, me too. I feel really good
I
about
think that's
that.
good money.
Those are 3 good plays right there. All right,
I
here
mean,
we.
hell, that's 1.5 receptions a quarter. Yeah, I think so.
It's funny. We have the same brain. That's how I break it down. I break everything down by fours in football. Like, okay,
Yeah.
if I can just get this amount, this amount, this amount, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here. We got 2 games left. Chicago at San Francisco. San Francisco -3, a field goal favorite in Santa Clara against the struggling Bears. Bears right now are plus 148 on the money line. Over under 43.5, which I think is a generous number considering what these two teams have been through lately.
Right.
ATS Chicago against the spread, 4-8, not good. Frisco 5-7. We got 2 teams here that do not cover the spread. Over under Chicago 4-8, Frisco 6-5-1. So those aren't even reliable. And then at home, Frisco's 500. They're 3-3, and on the road, Chicago's 0-5. Shiam, what are you looking at?
Well, I'll tell you what. Chicago is right now inherently bad in a lot of areas. I mean, in a lot of areas. Okay. Um, they're 25th against the rush, giving up 135 yards a game. They're number 11 against the pass, 209 yards a game. Their third down efficiency is in the toilet at number 29 at 33%. But in the last 3 weeks, it's up to 45, almost 46%. Now they're number 9 with points scored against, and that's but at 20, but it's been going up. It's up to 24 in the last 3 weeks. On the other side of the coin, the 49ers are really good against the pass. They're only giving up 190 yards. And right now, really, I think that's the strength of the Bears' offense is the pass because the run game has been kind of Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the tale of two halves all the times with them as far as rushing goes.
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get there, okay? Also, the Rams, I mean, the 49ers are 7th with third down efficiency, 43%. Now, the last 3 weeks, it's went down to 41. Points against, they were giving up 24.6. It's went up in the last 3 weeks to 31, but we know what's going on there. They've had, I mean, Hufanga's been out. They get all these injuries, it's just, but hey, that's the game of football right there. The injuries, Swift didn't practice for the Bears. Moore didn't practice. And Biner, one of their starting corners, didn't. He was limited. And then, of course, the 49ers, the list is long, but the big ones are Bosa. He didn't practice. Greenlaw was limited. Mason did not practice. He's out, actually. And Williams is out, which is Trent Williams, their tackle.
Big deal.
As a matter of fact, the 49ers are running their third string back, who's really good. Granindo, I think I pronounced his name right.
I don't know. Garendo, who cares?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I picked him up my fantasy team. I'm starting him this week.
Of course you did. Of course you
did. But I just, I don't know what San Francisco team's going to show up. And when you look at it on paper, you think they should win this game. But you just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Purdy has not really been playing good ball as of late.
Bad ball.
He's been playing bad ball. It's like he's got happy feet. He's got happy feet
much.
and so this may play into Chicago's hands here, even though when you look at the numbers, you think, oh no, the 49ers should wax their ass. I don't know, man. This could be a trap game. This could be a trap game.
I
agree.
I completely agree with you. This is a trap game. Brock Purdy has not been playing well. I know he's 2 weeks removed now from his last shoulder injury. That was what's going on. Last week they got absolutely Joshua proned in Buffalo.
Well, they got manhandled.
They got face down, ass up. Joshua coming up the gut, just destroyed him. Chicago, you talked about Moore, right? He has been practicing.
Yes.
Well, he's one of those bad attitude guys. He's
Yeah.
one of those bad attitude guys. You know, uh, I think Keenan Allen finally looks. It only took what 13 weeks, or no, excuse me, because he had a good game, 2 good games in a row. So I'll give him the
Well,
benefit of the doubt. It took him 11 weeks to be in good form, right?
yeah.
Swift actually surprisingly was putting up decent numbers. With him not playing, is going to be a problem. But
Well, he didn't practice.
right,
He's probably not going to play, but he didn't practice.
but
So,
we don't know if he is or isn't at this point.
no, we do not.
We don't know. So, with all that said, I think Chicago actually has the momentum in Santa Clara this tomorrow. I'm taking Chicago +3 at -110.
Huh?
I'm taking a +3. I think the Niners are in trouble. They're in free fall. Purdy,
Yeah.
I actually have an anti-Purdy bet too because he
You
has been
know,
happy feet. He has been doesn't look
yes.
like he was looking over the past 2 seasons
No, he doesn't look comfortable.
at
You know,
all.
and
So I'm
another thing
taking
I'm going to tell you too. Let me
yeah.
throw a little bit more shade over there. Shanahan right now, in my opinion, is playing for his job. He's coaching for his job.
It very well might be
Seriously.
true, which
I
is
mean,
shocking.
he reminds me kind of. I don't. I'm now my age is going to show, but there used to be a coach in the league by the name of Chuck Knox, and Chuck Knox was a coach of the Buffalo Bills, the Rams. Every team he coached always made the playoffs, but that's all they ever did.
Oh, so it's like the Cowboys.
Okay, so I mean, right now Shanahan's. I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl, but it's just now coming off that they went the opposite direction, and it's kind of before the years before that it was kind of the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing well during the season, everything's going good, they make the playoffs, and they don't get nowhere.
Same thing happened when
So,
Harbaugh was there.
I think that's also, and the reason I bring that up is he may go rogue a little bit with his play calling. And
Now,
I just don't think the team is up to the task.
I don't believe Shanahan's coaching for his job necessarily, but it does feel that way, which is strange.
Maybe I should have said it that way. Yes,
No, but you're not wrong.
the fans are calling for his head right now.
Right. Well, that's what we do, right? As fan bases, like
Yeah, yeah. Who the hell are we, right?
right. But we're the ones that buy the tickets to the games, so they should
Yeah,
fucking listen.
yeah.
But no, I agree with you. It's weird. It feels as if he's playing for his job, which is crazy because the Niners would if they let him walk out that front door, that is dumb. I think that's a dumb move. So I don't believe in Frisco this week. I don't. I think they're too banged up. I think they got too many issues. I think they're currently in the quicksand. They haven't quit, but they're standing in the quicksand. Chicago, on the other hand, they're too dumb to not try win. Does that make sense? Like
Oh yeah.
they're trying to do
No,
everything
I
they
get it.
can. I mean, they're
Yeah.
out of the playoffs. It's over. But they're still trying. So I got Chicago +3.
Well,
I
yeah.
I got Purdy over half an interception for -103. Purdy's throwing a pick. Purdy's throwing a pick tomorrow. And I'm going to cash in on it.
I think that's good money.
And my third leg, San Francisco team total under 23.5 against that Chicago defense.
Okay.
They don't score
All right.
24 points on Chicago tomorrow. That's my
You know
plays.
that may very well be the deal right there.
I'm telling you,
You know, the only
prop hunting, baby.
yeah, I mean, I think that I really think right now this new interim coach has also brought some stability to that locker room in Chicago. I mean, he's talking about accountability, transparency, all the right things. And Caleb Williams is kind of responding. The team's responding because now it's at least, there's not so much chaos surrounding the team. They were Eberflussing themselves out of games.
Oh,
And
well,
just,
the reports came out that players and coaching staff were dressing down Eberflus in the locker
Yes.
room after.
Yes.
Come on, if you have that going on, you're cooked. You're done.
Well, here's a thing that was really bizarre. The ownership management group let him go out and do that press conference. And then like an hour later, they fired him.
Oh, that means they were literally in meeting discussing his future as he was
Yes.
doing that fucking interview.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Now, it makes sense, though, because Chicago has never fired a coach in the season.
Ever.
During the season.
Ever.
So this was like, virgin territory for him, But, I mean, that was bad, man. Bad.
They also don't announce when they extended coach in season. There's a lot of talks where at the beginning of the year that he was extended behind closed doors. So that means he's still going to get that paycheck regardless because they let him go early.
Right.
So that's going to be interesting to
Right.
see when all that stuff comes out. Let's move into our last game here.
All right.
I love this game. I love this game. It's Harbaugh and Herbert going down to Kansas City to go see Mahomes and Taylor Swift. Right now, Kansas City, they show her every other play, so she must be part
I know.
of the
And
team.
you know what? And that's just I'm sick of that shit myself.
Right. It has nothing to
I
do
don't
with
need, I
football.
don't need to see her.
It has nothing to do with football, and I agree with you. So Kansas City right now is a -4-point favorite at home against Harbaugh and Herbert, and then pesky-ass Chargers. Right now, Chargers are a +175 money line dog, and the over-under is 43. Kansas City has not been playing well, and they have not been playing well for weeks now. Before I go too deep here, Shimp, what are you seeing?
Well, I'll tell you. First of all, I want to do this. This is the gunslinger game right here.
Oh, I got something for that. Hold on. You couldn't hear it, but they did.
All right. No, it's a gunslinger game, and I think the slinger is going to be Justin Herbert this week, folks.
I like that.
You know, when you look on paper, what stands out to you? The Chiefs are number 3 against the run. Okay, they're giving up like almost 88 yards a game, which is not much over the course of 4 quarters, right? That's 20 yards a quarter. That's pretty dang good, right?
Pretty dang good.
Pretty dang good. On the flip side of that, the Chargers are number 1 in points allowed. They were only giving up 15.7 points a game. In the last 3 weeks, it's went down to 13. Okay, the Chiefs have been struggling to score 20.
Yes.
Okay. And the refs have been helping him, which we all know. And we saw the freaking headlock the guy put on the guy and blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Or the calls in that goddamn Raider game on last Friday.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The headlock, the lineman, he just headlocked the guy. Anyway, the other thing is, too, the Chiefs are giving up 225 yards almost a game in passing. They're 23rd against the pass. The Chargers are number 10 against the pass. So, in third down efficiency, the Chiefs are number 1 in third down efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Mahomie right there. You know, I mean, he's running around like, you know, it's like a pinball machine.
Good
you know,
at football. No one's saying he's not good at football, right?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, and now points allowed, the Chiefs were at 19 points a game. Now, in the last 3 weeks, it's went up to 24. So I think this plays right into the Chargers' hands right here. Now, granted, Gus Edwards is their starting back this week. And that's going to be tough sledding against that defense, but I still think they're going to run the ball a lot and enough to keep them honest. And I think Herbert is going to have a field day.
Ooh, shit, son. You must have fucking just psycho-verted into my play sheet here because on my notes, I have Justin Herbert over 232 and a half yards passing at -137. I have Mahomes under 248 and a half under against that Chargers defense. Pass yards -117. I know he's a little banged up, but he's going to play. I got Lad McConkey over 59 and a half receiving yards at -117, and I'm adding one right now. After hearing what you're talking about, give me the Chargers money line +175. Not taking the points. I'm taking them outright. 175, baby. Woo!
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
good about it.
Oh, yeah.
I got to update the sheet. I got 19 plays instead of 18 now. Shit.
And don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Got it. It's in there. We got it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Doggy, huh?
All right. I think I hit my sound effects quota for the yep. All right. Now, I would be remiss if we didn't cover the sizzling, crackling bacon, baby. Let me get that pulled up real quick. All right, Shimp. This is all you, babe. We got
All right.
Shimp's Sizzling 3. Why don't you take us through your first one?
All right, it's Sizzling 3. My first one is the Seahawks and Cardinals. Okay. You know, this game is a tale of two teams that are kind of like the same in a lot of ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it this way. It sounds as an oxymoron. They're the same, but they're different. their quarterbacks are the hinge pin of their teams, but in different ways. Geno Smith throws the ball more than anybody in the league.
Mm.
He's got more passing yards per game than anybody in the league and all this kind of stuff. And then you got Kyler Murray who runs around like a pinball machine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Um, you know, they're pretty even in their statistical positions. Although the Seahawks are number 21 against the rush and the Cardinals are 13. They're separated by 10 yards a game, 127 to 117. The Seahawks are number 12 against the pass, and the Cardinals are 16. Third down efficiency, they're close. Seahawks are 19, the Cardinals are 10. Points allowed is they're mirroring each other here. Okay, the Seahawks have been averaging giving up 22 points a game. Last 3 weeks, down to 14.
Oh, wow.
The Cardinals.
That's a good
Cardinals.
trend.
Number 11 against the points against at 21. Last 3 weeks, 15.
Ooh, wrong direction.
So they're both going good. They're both giving up less points over the last 3 weeks by a significant amount. So they're both playing good ball. Now, the thing about this, though, I think it may play into this game is going to be injuries because the Seahawks are coming in here with Metcalf didn't practice, Walker didn't practice, and the Cardinals are healthy.
Ooh.
I think that might be the difference. I think that might be the difference in this game.
play?
So what I'm taking is,
Yeah.
I'm still taking this. Give me the Seahawks plus 2.5.
Hold on. I'm confused as fuck. Hold on a second. Cardinals are healthy, but you're still taking Seattle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's sizzling, baby. That's hot.
Yes.
Plus 2.5?
Yeah.
Even
Yep.
money. Plus 100. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add something in on that for you. That
All right.
for myself. I'm going to take a James Conner anytime touchdown minus 140. Add that to my card.
All right.
Because Arizona is healthy. That's hot. That's sizzling, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Seattle plus 2 in the hook. All right, Shimp, what's your next one?
All right. I got the Chargers Chiefs game, which we talked about a little bit. Again, in this game, you've got it's just going to be, I think Herbert's going to have a field day with this game. I don't think the Chiefs they've been winning, by the skin of their teeth. I think their luck finally runs out here. I like the Chargers plus 4 in this game.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I like the Chargers plus 4 in this game. I just think it's gonna, I just think the Chargers they're gonna impose their will on the Chiefs.
I love
I
it.
don't think the Chiefs are ready for it.
I love it. And I also think it's smart to take the plus 4 instead of the money line. But I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, hey, that's 2 of the 3. What's your last one here?
The last one we talked about earlier too. That's the Browns and the Steelers, and we talked about it all. I just think the Steelers are the better team, top to bottom. So what I'm going to do, I want to take the Steelers money line.
Ah, right. Now, if you parlay his picks, Seattle plus 2.5, Chargers plus 4, and the Pittsburgh money line, you actually get a nice good number because the Pittsburgh money line, if I'm mistaken, it's like minus 340, right? Pittsburgh minus 320. So if you parlay Papa Shimp sizzling, you get a nice fat plus 401. 4 times your money, people. And all Pittsburgh has to do is win. They don't have to cover. They don't have to hit the number. They just have to win the football game. That's
right.
sizzling. Shimp sizzling. Pittsburgh money line. Seattle plus 2.5. Chargers plus 4 for plus 401. Bam, baby.
Oh yeah,
That's
baby.
some sizzling shit right there. Now, I do find it hilarious. You went like in crazy order. If you went numerically, it would have been Cleveland first, right? Cleveland at Pitt. Then it would have been Seattle, Arizona, and last was Chargers, KC. But you went all out of whack. Who gives a shit?
Oh yeah.
Who gives a shit? I love it. So we got a lot of plays. We got a lot of plays this week, and hey, I'm trying to make up for my 6-6 performance on Thanksgiving, our Turkey Day special.
Oh yeah.
Well, hey,
Myself also. That's why I'm swinging large, baby. Go home. Go large or go home.
I'm definitely going to be betting Cowboys, even though I know what's going on with this team. Yes, we won 2 games in a row. I understand what's happening. Doesn't mean I don't love my squad. So if you have any balls, You might as well take Cooper Rush money line. Go ahead and put some money line on him. With how crazy shit's been going lately, who knows? It
Ding, ding,
could
ding,
happen.
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding.
exactly. Exactly. It could happen. All right. Well, I'm the fraud. That's Papa Shimp. We're gonna get the
Yes,
hell
sir.
out of here. Love you guys. If you do see this, can you please like and subscribe? Holy shit! If the algorithm could
folks.
if the algorithm could pick us up, we can keep doing this. So, all right, Shimp. Love you.
I love you too, son. Peace out.